as I said on Bill Moyers. When Louis Farrakhan speaks, it's like E.F. Hutton speaks. All black America listens.
That was Barack Obama's former minister, Jeremiah Wright, expressing his admiration for Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan. Comments that Obama has distanced himself from.
His comments were not only divisive and destructive, but I believe that they end up giving comfort to those who prey on hate, and I believe that they do not portray accurately the perspective of the black church.
A Trinity United Church magazine cover from 2006 has conservatives now getting all upset, questioning whether or not Obama has been truthful on this matter. With us now, townhall.com columnist Amanda Carpenter, Washington Examiner senior White House correspondent Bill Salmon, and Democratic strategist Julia Piscitelli. Bill, that cover we just showed are individual shots. They're not shots of Barack Obama in the same room with Louis Farrakhan, and even if it were, it doesn't mean he endorses what Louis Farrakhan stands for. But the fact that we have circular pictures of a number of different people, all who may think very differently, does not prove anything about a relationship between Louis Farrakhan and Barack Obama.
Right.
Fair enough, but if you read Barack Obama's first memoir, he writes respectfully and even admiringly of Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, speaking about how they've had success in turning around the lives of black men who got into crime or drugs and so forth.
Have they?
Well, I'm just stating, yeah, that is true, but I'm saying that he wrote respectfully and admiringly about Farrakhan, and that contrasts with how he basically distanced himself from Farrakhan in the wake of Reverend Wright's
he has
press
distanced
club
himself from many
speech.
Farrakhan statements, but has Louis Farrakhan, in terms of the Million Man March, has he done anything to turn the lives around of African Americans?
Well, I take Barack Obama at his word that the Nation of Islam has done some good. He talked about how, if the black nationalist cause, as controversial as it is, has done some good. So I'm not disputing that. But the problem, Alan, is that you've got this, it's back to the what were you doing for 20 years in the pew?
Well, that's a different question, but now you want to link him to Farrakhan. You just said the Nation of Islam's done some good, so should we link you to Farrakhan?
Well, I can tell you this. If my church put out a bulletin or a newsletter that had my picture on it with
they're not in the same. What do you mean picture with them? They're not in the same. They're two different pictures.
Well, but I know, but I would know it, and if I felt that strongly about him and I thought I needed to distance myself from him, it would have come up.
I think we have to now, Julia, link Bill Salmon to Louis Farrakhan now that he has praised the Nation of Islam. I think we have to link them together. I expect to see their pictures
together tomorrow.
I'm going to get a picture of Bill Salmon and a picture of Louis Farrakhan. I'm going to put them on my website at allen.com and put them next to each other and say, look at that. Can you believe it?
Yes.
What do you think?
Alan, you respect Sean, and your pictures are seen together, but it doesn't necessarily mean you agree or endorse everything he says, but you respect him.
He's trying to sue me not to have our pictures appear anywhere together.
By the way, it breaks my heart every time I see it.
It does break his heart. Amanda, I mean, come on. The fact that they appear on the cover of a magazine in different pictures, not taken at the same time, doesn't prove anything, does it?
Well, it proves the fact that friends of Barack Obama, mainly by the name of Reverend Wright, have been able to make a piece of propaganda representing anti-American things by exploiting the connection between Obama, his church, and Farrakhan. And this is a guy who says that he will go abroad and meet with our enemies as a part of his diplomatic platform as president. He says that he can meet with our enemies, and he does not believe they would make propaganda pieces out of him. But his own reverend in his church has done it in this very magazine.
Hey, Bill Salmon, Jeremiah Wright went to Libya to meet Gaddafi with Farrakhan. Farrakhan got a Lifetime Achievement Award from this church. Obama was in this magazine 3 separate times. Stanley Kurtz concludes, if you glance through even a single issue of Trumpet, Wright's radical policies are everywhere in the pictures, the headlines, the highlighted quotations, and the articles themselves. Obama must have long been aware of his pastor's political radicalism. A careful reading of nearly a year's worth of this magazine make it impossible to conclude otherwise. So here's the question. And this is what showed up in these exit polls yesterday, is Barack Obama hiding radical views? Does America need to be concerned about William Ayers, Reverend Wright? Did he ever meet with Louis Farrakhan? Has anyone asked him? What do you think, Bill?
Well, a very large percentage of respondents to the exit polling last night said that they felt that Obama shared at least some of the views of Reverend Wright. And whether that's true or not, it presents a major political problem to Obama. And I think that this Trumpet magazine is just adding to the perception that Obama hasn't completely come clean about what he knew and when he knew it. And that's why I keep going back to this question. It resurrects the question about, did you really sit in the pew for 20 years and not know about all this stuff going on? It just doesn't pass the smell test.
It doesn't, and maybe that's why a majority of Democrats yesterday don't think he's honest and trustworthy, because he disinvited him when he made his announcement he's running for president. Now, Julia, I know you're out here defending him, but he did, we know, as a rite of passage, meet with the unrepentant terrorist who bombed the Pentagon, the Capitol, New York City Police headquarters. We know that he met with him as he was beginning his political career. I'd like somebody in the media, and maybe I can get George Stephanopoulos to ask this question, although he'll get in a lot of trouble again. But I'd like him to ask a simple question. Have you ever met with Louis Farrakhan? Have you ever? And if you did, I'd like to know the details of it. Why did you go to the Million Man March, knowing that this is a man who has referred to Judaism as a gutter religion and the white man as the skunk of the planet Earth? Are those legitimate issues for you, Julia?
I really think that we're overplaying this Trumpet magazine, and that just having photos
I didn't ask you that. I said, should we ask if he knew Farrakhan, met with him, and should we ask what the level of the relationship is, and so on?
It's fair to ask. It's fair to ask any question. I mean, these questions have been asked of Hillary Clinton before.
But they haven't been asked to him.
No, if you can ask him, I'm sure he'll give you a truthful answer.
All right,
but you know, otherwise, I'm not a journalist. I can't ask him those questions.
This is where the media has failed up. They never asked him about heirs. They never looked into Reverend Wright. We broke the story here. We stayed on the air story. Thank God there is an alternative media, and that's the Fox News Channel. But now, first, we've got to check in with Greta Van Susteren, who's standing by in 22 short minutes from right now. She goes on the record of